Ready.
Yeah,
We're live. I went live before you guys said ready, so that's immortalized now.
Everybody knows we're very ready.
Sarah, can you do me a favor? Open your Skype settings and turn down the input microphone volume. You peaked a little bit when you left.
You got it.
Thank you. Oh, are we having drinks?
I've got some Concord grape juice.
I've got some whiskey.
I got rum and gin in the other room, but I just don't really drink anymore. I don't drink wine.
I am going to introduce our stream. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. I am Steve Boshear, and I will be your storyteller for the evening. Because if there's one thing I love, it's taking note of the different words for a game master in every game that's ever been published. Storyteller's a good one, although I philosophically object to it. Anyway, we are, if you couldn't tell by the title over there, playing Vampire the Masquerade tonight. We will be using the 5th edition rules of Vampire the Masquerade, which I purchased from Howell's Books in Oregon when I was there recently in Portland, Oregon. It's a great experience. Highly recommend it if you're ever in Portland. Anyway, not a sponsor. So if you're not familiar with the channel, this is our Monday night stream, Tales from the Backlog, wherein we try out lots of different games with a rotating cast of players. I'm on every episode. I'm not always running the game, mostly thanks to Jason, sometimes Sarah, hopefully Cody someday. And on Friday nights on this same channel, usually, we've been on hiatus for a while, but we have a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons game that is ongoing with a different crew of people, none of whom are on the screen right now. But we have streamed episode 90 of that most recently, and we're off this week, but we'll be back, we're supposed to be back next Friday with episode 91. That show, for scheduling reasons, has moved to a pre-recorded format, so we're getting together 6 days from now on Sunday to record a couple of episodes, and then they'll stream on Friday. So even though they will not technically be live, I will be in the chat, and hopefully the other players will as well. So if you've been following that show, you can expect to see episode 91 next week. We are aiming for about 100 episodes on that. As you are aware, if you've been watching, we're pretty close to the end. So we'll see you guys then. But tonight, we have this thing.
Yay!
Yeah, normally I ask you guys to introduce your characters right up front, but tonight we're going to do that in the scene. So I am going to go ahead and, I know, everything's different tonight. I rearranged where Jason is. I put the title in the middle. I moved that guy down to the bottom instead of up. It's all crazy. All right. Anyway.
You got that chest bursting down there?
Yeah, I was going to ask what that was.
What's going on with that?
Okay, so that is a rotating scroll of artwork from the book that is like graffiti marks that vampires make around cities that mean things. I didn't learn what they mean, but I just thought they were a cool world-building element to include in our stream.
Okay.
That one appears to be Jesus with sunglasses.
I thought that was the dude.
And then the one up top is just random little headshot images also from the book. You know what? I'm gonna reveal the rest of the art that I have scrolling. That appears to be a person climbing into or falling out of bed. Up to you.
I'll take your word on that.
Yeah, I really cannot see it.
I think that
I can
small on
kind
the
of see.
So the
this
orange
has
thing in the middle is like a
deal.
sheet hanging off a mattress,
Yeah.
and then there's 2 legs
But
splayed out.
This is breaking TOS, bro. You gotta take this one down.
I don't think so. She was technically clothed. All right. Legit though, there were images I did not include because I was like, too much.
Wow. You have to
yeah.
post those in the Discord later.
No thanks. Buy the
You could
book.
just buy the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
You can go to
you know,
available in Portland, Oregon now.
or use the internet.
How are you guys doing, by the way?
Doing
Sick.
great.
Ugh.
Jason's apparently off work this week.
Yeah, I am better that I am here tonight.
Glad we could have you. All right.
Yes.
So if
You
you
like your
guys,
sweatshirt, the kind of social club.
that's the computer science club. Or, what was the club that was kind of social, demented and sad but social? That's a Breakfast Club quote.
See, I hadn't seen the movie.
Oh, you haven't seen Breakfast Club? My God, what an age gap. Okay.
I have not. No, that's a me gap. I haven't ever seen any movie anyone has ever talked to me about.
But that's because you hang out with people like us that are almost 20 years older than you.
Nah. I don't think that's the cause.
That's very generous, Steve. Almost.
Almost. All right, let's move on from this noise and get into the introductory scene here. Is that a dog? Cat? Sorry, that's
It's
not
a
the-
vampire.
that's
Don't
not
hear
the scene.
anything.
I heard scratching for a second.
I heard jangling.
Yeah, I heard the jangling that happens when something wearing a collar is scratching its ear. Anyway, here we go. Dog, cat, no longer a concern. There is no fear as your life is fading away. You feel an unexpected comfort in the arms of the being that is taking your life. You experience a surprising calm as it all disappears. Drop by drop, it takes your fears, your worries, your dreams, your joy. Then your conscience vanishes, and all that's left is blackness. You open your eyes. There's a lingering feeling that something is missing, but something else immediately overrides it. It's an electric purr that stirs your senses awake. Coming back from death is slow. You feel sluggish as you become aware of the room you are in. The company you share. Above and around you are slow, swinging hunks of meat, like the bodies of that deathly migration. Beside you are others, also escaping death's shore. You feel an urge, pressing, acute. As you begin to sit up, it's upon you for the first time. Hunger. And you know, somehow, as you experience the terrible pangs of this hunger, that you are no longer human. So each of you will now please open your eyes and see what I've described. You are in a poorly lit room amidst hanging chunks of meat. Why don't we start with Jason now? Describe your character for us, please.
I mean, I'm Marsh. I'm like, I'm a karate kung fu type dude. I'm not entirely sure how much I'm supposed to be pulling from my character sheet for this versus what I've read from my character sheet for this.
You know what? Whatever you have that informs who Marsh is, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm a guy. I used to break legs for the mob. You know, as you do. And some guy they sent me after apparently was more after me, and he was one ugly motherfucker. So here I am, and now I'm an ugly motherfucker. I mean,
Right. That
but I try and I guess I'm gonna try and keep that under wraps. I'm thinking, through the hunger, I'm thinking, back home, I got a nice mask I could cover myself with.
I'm going to go ahead and say you actually have that mask on you.
Ooh.
For whatever reason, you decide why you would have had it on you. But
Probably to conceal my identity from the people I'm beating up.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that because I know the hockey mask was part of your character concept, and you're definitely not going to have a chance to go home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I probably wore it to inspire fear in the people I've been beating up.
Evil Casey Jones.
Well, I mean, less bad Jason Voorhees at this point.
Fair. All right. So near you, also on the ground, is Terry. Terry, why don't we hear about you?
Oh, actually, Terry's not on the ground. He's actually on one of the meat hooks.
Yeah.
It's he wakes up with a, and as you see, he is about mid-20s. He's wearing just a very plain white T-shirt and some like athleisure joggings and some chucks, and you hear him pull himself. He's like trying to pull himself off the meat hook as he pushes himself and forces himself over. He collapses on the ground, and he goes, "What day is today?" The last thing I remember is it was my birthday yesterday. And then everything goes black. And he's got like grayed hair now, I imagine. He like very uncharacteristically for someone as young as him. He's very gaunt and very pale compared to how he was when he was alive, where he was a very muscular and built individual.
And Sam?
The last person to rise, because she snaps awake instantly and is too experienced at waking suddenly to give away that she is awake, is Sam. Sam is a tall woman, dark blonde hair, chopped short in a bob, dark blue eyes, leather jacket, t-shirt, jeans. And the first thing she does as she rolls up is check her pockets, check for her wallet, her keys, her holster. And I can tell you from the character sheet that all I got is my pocket change and my wallet with all of my ID and my credit cards missing. And looking around, I look to you guys, and did anybody else see how do I put this? A bunch of guys in body armor shoving a wooden stake into you? And I look down. Do I still have a hole in my shirt or a stake in my heart?
There is still a hole in your shirt. There is not still a stake in your heart.
Well, this has that was unexpectedly non-fatal. And I am immediately up and circling the room, reconnaissance, looking for exits.
Steve, is it very clear to me that I am a vampire or at least a monster? I think I know I'm a monster, but do I know I'm a vampire now?
you don't have any information that has not been said to you. So no, you don't know you're a vampire. However, while you did not see anything like what Sam just described, you also have a hole in your shirt.
Well, I also did just come off of a meat hook.
Right, but that's in the back. There's one in the front too.
Okay.
And Marsh as well. So,
Okay.
even as you all sit in the cold, quiet room, you start making out the shapes around you. And you feel your first hunger. It's different from any hunger you've ever felt in your normal life. This is like a person starving to death who suddenly smells food. You sense the blood and know that it will ease this terrible hollow pain inside you. How will you deal with it? You recognize the smell as exactly what it is, blood. The aroma reaches out to you, sweet and tempting. Your eyes fall upon the meat hooks that decorate the room, searching for the choice meal you are craving. There are whole animal carcasses hanging from the hooks. Pork, cattle, and your gaze locks onto a piece hung in the middle of the room. It has a brunette mop of hair dangling upside down, together with the stark realization of what your body craves, the corpse of a man wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt. You understand that there's more to this room, but right now you can only focus on him. So that's the write-up. What were you about to say there, Cody?
No, I think I got it. Sorry about that.
No problem. So yeah, you guys, you're in this room, this meat locker, with all these big hunks of, animal carcasses, but there's a human carcass in here. A dead human male. And all of you are drawn to stare at it.
In denial, I think I'm going to try and take him off the meat hook and just see if he's going to come to life like we did.
You are able to take him off the meat hook. Nothing happens.
While Marsh is doing that, or while Terry is doing that, Marsh is circling the body, or the body in question, conflicted over his new hunger.
Yes. And Sam, before I go on to the next thing, what are you going to be doing?
Sam is suspecting this feels like a trap. This is obviously some sort of setup. And as much as she can, she is going to try to resist the urge to move towards this dead body. What she wants to do is investigate the room, looking for exits and any other threats in this room. But if she can't do that, she's going to put everything she can into trying to control her reaction with all the willpower she has. Just not give anything away.
All right. So all of you are making an effort not to dig into this guy. Here's how we're going to represent that mechanically. You need to make a rouse check.
All right.
Each of you will roll what the game system calls a black die or a regular die, but which regular people call a d10. Roll a d10. If you get 1 through 5, you are going to take an additional... Okay, I'm sorry, I skipped a step. Each of you have 2 hunger dice to start with.
Got
If
it.
you roll a 1 through 5 right now, you're going to get an extra 1.
So I roll 2 hunger
Alright.
dice right now?
No, your 2 hunger dice, set those aside. Those are your 2 that you have going forward. You're going to roll another die right now, and if it comes up 1 through 5, then add it to your hunger dice.
Ooh, I resist.
All right.
Oh, I got a 7. I thought that high rolls are successes and low rolls are failures.
That's not how the Rouse check works.
Okay. Sorry, I must have missed that.
The Rouse check is just checking to see if your hunger increases. If it's 1 through
Yes.
5, your hunger does increase. So low roll is a failure if you're trying not to increase your hunger.
I had a kind of a thought, and just as Terry and Sam are resisting this hunger, I mean, Marsh isn't so much trying to resist it as come to grips with it. And I think as they're resisting, he's going to give into his hunger and just put, like, full speed at that body.
Okay.
So
Like,
Probably.
just get that mask off, reveal his face, and sink his teeth in.
So the corpse is sitting in my lap as I took him off the meat hook. You'd be lunging at me too.
Okay. Jason, I'm going to have you roll the Rouse check anyway.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens next. So yeah.
I got a 5.
Okay, none of you increase your hunger dice at this point. But Marsh lunges at
I
the
rolled
body and
7, so I do increase my hunger die.
I'm sorry. No, I said it backwards just now. If you got a 1 through 5, your hunger does increase. If you got 6 through 10, it does not.
Okay, so my hunger increased
Correct.
because I got a 5.
Yep. Sounds about
That's right. Low rolls are failures. Increasing your hunger is failure.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm sorry with that camera. Sorry. Okay.
No problem. So, Terry, Marsh is lunging for the body that is currently in your lap. What do you do?
I think he's lunging at me, and I'm gonna shove him back and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, man?"
I would like to flavor that a little bit. Given the way things just went with all of you, I think it's reasonable that Terry would not think that Marsh is lunging for him. So I would say you can choose to play it the way you said, but I as the GM in telling you, you have plenty of information to know what Marsh is actually doing if you want to do that.
Well, I am ultimately gonna contest it because it's still like I'm gripping onto my humanity. Like, you know, I was trying to do good in the world, right? So knowing that he's lunging at this corpse of this guy who might come back to life like how we did, you know, it's just, yeah.
Okay. So I guess what we're gonna do is open up your skills a little bit earlier than I thought. Well, not really, I guess. So what I would have for this is, let's have a check from each of you. This is going to be a contested check. It's going to be for Terry. I'm going to have dexterity plus athletics to move quickly and yank this body out of Marsh's way. And then for Marsh, it's, you know what? I think it's going to be the same roll, actually. This is straight up physical challenge against each other.
So I'm gonna roll 2 red dice and 1 regular dice, indicating my hunger, right?
That's right. That's right. So, Terry, actually, I'll adjust yours. If it's better for you, you could do strength plus awareness.
But I still have to do dex plus a skill I don't have.
Yes, because
Okay.
what you're doing is nothing but speed, while Terry is involving strength to move a body out of your way.
I got a 9. So I
You
guess
got 9?
yeah, I got like 1 success. I
One
guess.
success. Okay. Oh, you froze there for. Oh, never mind. You unfroze.
I got. Oh, okay. Oh no, I have to get 2 zeros. I thought I got a bloody critical, which would have been very cool to start with. But no, I have 6 is a success or a 7 plus is a success?
6 plus.
Okay, I got 4 successes.
Okay. So we're not going to add any extra special stuff on top of that, but yes, Terry does get the body out of Marsh's way. So, do either of you say anything or do anything further at this point?
Yeah, I definitely go, dude, what is wrong with you? What are you doing?
Are you not hungry? That's
Yeah.
food, not friend.
What are you talking about? Are you not... We're not animals, man. There's food right here. And I point at like one of the like I assume it's like beef or like pork or something.
There's both present.
Literally
Yeah,
fucking stupid. Can you not smell it? That's not food anymore. That is food.
Steve, in the vampire universe, do people know what vampires are, like the general populace, or do only
You
monsters
guys
of
at
that
this
nature?
point would have the same knowledge of vampires that regular people do in the real world. You would assume that they are not
So-
real, but you would have heard of them.
Okay.
So Marsh at this point is making what I think Terry and Sam might consider a gross leap of logic here. You're acting entirely on your impulses without consulting the rational part of your brain that says, obviously I'm not a fucking vampire. So to Terry and Sam, I think you might be wondering. I think you're feeling something weird and unique right now because you do
Yeah.
understand what Marsh is feeling. You're feeling it too, but you don't understand his willingness to just act on it right away like this.
Yeah, I don't say anything, but I gesture to Terry, just come towards me, step away.
And I assume like Marsh is in like a pretty aggressive stance still.
Yeah.
Okay, are you staring at me or at the body?
I don't know. Are you still in between me and the body?
Ultimately, yeah, I've been moved, so.
Because I'm gonna keep moving on that body.
Let me
Okay, but are you
My
like...
hunger is up.
let me double check something real quick. Sam and Terry, your hunger did not increase, right? You're both still at 2 hunger dice.
His did. rolled 5.
Terry's did.
Terry's
Mine-
did.
mine's- Mine's the same.
So
Oh, okay, I got
what
you.
I think is the case is that Marsh is the only one whose hunger increased when we rolled the rouse check. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that fits with how you were already going to play this. This hunger is coloring everything you are thinking and feeling right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you are attacking me, I will defend myself, but if you're clearly lunging for the body, I'll just like dive out of the way. So that's why I asked if you're looking at me or you're looking at the body. It is, but I am in between you currently, but that's just by the nature of like, I think how,
You
you know,
yourself?
chips. Well, because I had already grabbed and like pivoted the body away from you, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
That's not how
And
I
I-
pictured it, but that does make sense, yeah.
Yeah. I'll try to make eye contact with Terry and gesture him away. And I am holding my position and looking around and waiting to see what's going to happen. Now that Marsh has gone for the bait.
Okay. So Terry, are you moving?
Yeah, I'm gonna move, I guess, and if he's tracking me, like, I'm waiting for Marsh's response. Like, I am
Yeah.
moving.
If
Yeah.
you're moving, I'm gonna like. I've got eyes on you, but I'm moving towards that body.
Jesus.
I
Yeah,
want
and I kind of blitz over to Sam, and I stand beside her, and I go, Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Well, I mean, outside of the obvious.
Yeah. Also, you guys see him lift up his mask, and I don't know how much of the description you guys got, but Marsh is
Like I
fucked up.
look corpse-like. Like they don't call them Nosferatu because they look like Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Max Schreck in this look.
I say to Sam, Jesus, this is one fucked up Jason Voorhees.
I looked back to you. I'm like, I don't look like that, do I? Touching my face.
No.
So Terry has moved. Marsh, are you going to drink the blood?
Yeah, I am going to drink that blood.
Unfortunately, while it does calm you down a bit, it does not reduce your hunger.
Yeah.
So you drink the blood of a human corpse, which I would think is most likely a new experience for Marsh. Sam and Terry witness it, which I would think is also a new experience.
Yeah.
And then it's over.
What is holding these meat chains and hooks up into the ceiling? Are they just like bolted, or?
There are racks. If you guys are going to start looking around, I feel like until this point you've been distracted by the hunger and you haven't been totally paying attention to your surroundings, but looking around, it's very clear that you're in a freezer, in a giant meat locker. There are tracks where the meat can be slid back and forth, kind of like, I don't know if you've ever been to like a dry cleaner where they just send the clothes around. That's how it works in here as well. There's hooks in the meat, chain, hook in the thing above, and it's on a track so you can slide it around if you want to. There are also empty chains and hooks without meat on them.
Alright, I'm ready to make my first investigation check.
Do that.
Alright.
What is your goal?
My goal is to try to find... I'm looking for two things. First and foremost, I'm looking for any kind of exit or escape. I'm assuming I'm going to find some locked doors here. And secondly, I'm looking for any kind of camera or something left to monitor us.
Okay.
You can tell me if I can look for both of those things at once.
Finding a door does not require a roll. This is a freezer, not a secret dungeon. There's a door. However, the handle has been broken off of it from this side.
Yeah.
I have a little thing to read you here. It says, and this is pointless. I've already described it all. But yeah, there is no handle on the door. It's broken off. You do notice that you're not feeling the cold.
Mm. I like that. This is a character moment. Like, so slowly realizing, like, oh no, it is cold. Like, Sam's first thought is, oh, at least, it's not actually, the refrigerator's not on, so it's not a threat. And you're like, oh no, it is. I just can't feel it.
There is ice on the door, and when you go to touch the door, you notice that your fingers don't stick to it, as they would if your body was warm.
Alright. Can I roll investigation, or what about the camera idea? Is there any sign?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigate action on that.
All right.
Just to let you guys know, the actions that are listed on your sheet are shorthand that are included for the sake of the starter set. Normally, we would construct an action by adding together an attribute in skill or an attribute in discipline.
All right. That was actually a terrible roll. I only have 2 successes.
How many ones do you have?
I have 1 1.
Okay.
I don't think a regular dice doesn't. There's no critical failure on regular dice, is there? It's just if you do a 100 dice.
If you get 2 ones or more, then there's a problem.
Right, it explodes. Okay.
No. You get 2. 2 or more ones can cause essentially a critical failure.
All right.
But you don't have that. You
Mm-mm.
do see hidden cameras. Your instincts were good. There are cameras hidden in the ceiling, and they are clearly currently functioning. Does anyone else want to roll an investigation check?
I want to get a meat hook off of either like one of the racks or I just want to get a weapon essentially.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, you can easily grab a meat hook.
Okay. Sam, are you communicating at all about how the door handle works on this potential fridge?
I'm actually not sharing information unless if you directly ask me, I'll tell you. But yeah,
Okay.
Sam does not share information.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna walk
He
over to
doesn't
the
know
door.
who you guys
Just
are.
looking at the door, there's no
Yeah.
handle. Like there's no.
Yeah, it is not. Any of you who look at the door will see that there's no handle.
Yeah, I mean, you
However-
can see me go to the door, touch it, look at my fingers. But in terms of like spotting the hidden cameras, you can see where I'm looking, but I don't call it out. I don't say anything.
Now, Steve, how modern is this freezer?
I don't feel that I, Steve Boshear, have the knowledge necessary of walk-in freezers. The last one I saw in a movie was probably Rocky. So,
Yeah, the one in Rocky probably had a handle. I'm pretty sure most walk-in coolers built
No, it's
these days.
it's missing a handle. It's been
Yeah, it was
cut off.
broken off.
But but if it's a push handle, I can stick a rod in there, like the meat hook I just picked up, and use that to force it open. It's pretty, like I'm pretty sure, like the way the safety of freezers are nowadays is they're pretty hard to lock yourself in, which is why I'm trying to be creative about it.
yes, this one, you're right. This one has been fiddled with to try and keep you guys locked in. However, you do have that meat hook which you can try to use to pry the door open. So go ahead and give me a lockpick action if you have that.
Are we? Yeah. So am I sticking in and jimmying, or am I crowbarring?
Either way, it's going to require a lockpick check. So that's
Okay.
up to you.
Okay. And I still have 2 hunger dice.
Yes.
I'm only
So
a
this
total
is
of
the
5.
difficulty on this is 2. You need 2 successes or more.
Damn, I really want to get a bloody crit. Anyways, I have 09976.
Oh, that's all 4 successes. Yeah, so you guys watch as Terry just grabs a meat hook, walks up to the door like it's nothing, jams the thing in, and turns it like a handle, and the freezer opens.
Nice work.
Yeah. Maybe if I was distracted by someone acting all crazy, we could have been under there sooner. By the way, I'm Terry. Terry McGinnis.
Oh, fuck you.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
You have.
Yes.
I just want to remind Terry and Sam
Mhm.
of the enormity of what you guys just witnessed. Like,
Yeah.
this thing that Marsh did is not like, well, that guy's weird. That was cannibalism.
Yep.
And it just happened in front of you in this situation that's already pretty terrifying. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would also like to, if Terry easily snapped off a meat hook, I would also like to grab myself a weapon. With this-
To clarify, he didn't snap it off of anything. They're tools
Yeah.
that are in this location. He just unhooked it from where it was and took
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I will also grab one, and keeping an eye both on the door and on Marsh, back away and say to Terry, like, Sam, and then over to Marsh, you with us here, big guy?
Yeah, I'm Marsh. So, are we getting out of this?
depends. Are you gonna try and eat me later?
I mean, you don't really
Oh,
smell like food.
Man, if this wasn't inherently a team group on stream, I would be like, Sam, get out. I'm slamming the door and barricading him in. Like, I am not playing that.
Even though
But-
even though he just saw how you got out and probably would have no problem repeating it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I look at, Terry and I share a look like, oh boy. And I am actually, without even thinking about it, I'm going to sort of gently push you out of the way, Terry, and weapon ready, I'm going to go first. Like, it just doesn't occur to me to ask, or not to go first.
as you pile out of the freezer, you find yourself in a kitchen that is bright, reasonably clean, and features the type of equipment you'd expect in a high-end restaurant. And you think that's where you are. The contrast with the meat locker and how dirty and horrible and smelly it was in there might give you pause. As your eyes look for an exit, you find two. There's a set of doors that no doubt lead to the main dining room, and a side door with a green emergency exit sign.
Sam beelines for the green emergency exit sign. Like, eyes up, like full, like keeping her eye on, and she's like defaulting to like a gun grip type thing with a meat hook. And, but she is, she's getting herself to that side door. And if Terry and Marsh want to follow, they're welcome to follow.
Before you reach the exit door, a security guard steps out in front, between you and the door.
Coming from where? Oh, sorry.
She's
I thought that.
in the kitchen already, but she was kind of behind something so you couldn't see her from your angle. She wasn't necessarily hiding, she was just blocked from view from the direction that you came from. But she comes out, she's wearing an ill-fitting security guard's uniform. She looks extremely nervous. And Sam, you recognize her.
Oh, I do.
This is Perry. Parker Perry. She's a distant relative of yours. You remember her name, and you haven't seen her in ages. She has a look in her eyes showing that she recognizes you too. She says, Sam? And
I immediately.
she almost smiles. She is not in an aggressive posture. She's not reaching for a weapon.
Got it. I immediately grab her by the upper arm, not threatening her, but just, getting a grip on her, and I am pushing her towards the door with me. Like, Parker, what the hell are you doing here? What is going on?
Sam, what is going on with you?
Well, Parker, I was attacked and brought here against my will, so I'm leaving right now. What the hell are you doing here?
I work here. It's my first night.
All right, Parker. And have I reached the green exit door yet, as I'm dragging my distant cousin along with me?
She's resisting you. So if you want to try and force her, it's going to be a little bit of a conflict.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll make this a one-roll conflict.
Sure.
Go ahead and roll. Your difficulty is going to be 2.
Okay. So I'm going to say this is probably going to be strength and brawl.
Brawl seems a
or is
little
it just a
harsh
straight
for what you're
strength?
attempting.
Okay.
No, you're going to add something. I think brawl is okay. I might do athletics instead, but I think they're the same for you, so it doesn't
Yeah, they
matter.
are. So athletics, strength and athletics. All right. And so that's 4 dice for me. Do I also roll the hunger dice? Sorry, I was a little unclear.
Yeah, the hunger dice.
Okay.
The hunger dice are what you go for first. They don't add to your pool, but you have to have the hunger dice in the pool.
Okay.
So, however many hunger dice you have are all in your pool, unless you have more hunger dice than the size of the pool.
Oh, I got it. Okay. So let me roll that again. Just
Yeah, and make
Alright.
sure you pay attention to which dice are your hunger dice.
Copy that. So I actually got successes on both my hunger dice, an 8 and a 9.
Okay.
And I got failures. I got a 1 and a 3 on my regular dice.
Okay. Cool. You are able to drag Parker out.
Oh, I'm not dragging her out. I'm just dragging her as far as the door.
Oh, okay. Well, then you accomplish that. She... Sorry, I lost my place. I was looking up the hunger dice thing. Okay. So Parker is very nervous. She's caught off guard by you grabbing her. She still does not see this as an aggressive action. I mean,
Yeah.
she sees it as aggressive. She doesn't like being grabbed and dragged, but you're obviously not attacking her. So she's like, what are you doing? Let go of me.
Did she answer my question?
What question?
Oh, that's right, she did. She said it was her first day of work. I make it to the door with her, and I say, okay, Parker, here's what you're going to do. I don't have time to figure out what the hell is going on here. So you're going to walk away out of this room. You're going to forget you saw me. You're going to forget you saw I look at the guys, friends, and just go about your business, all right? Whatever you're here to guard against, it ain't us. Or they would have given you I look over her outfit. They'd have given you something a little bit more than that.
Give me manipulation plus persuasion, please.
Okay.
Shit. That's an attribute, not a skill. This game is so weird.
Can it be is it manipulation or is it charisma?
You are attempting to manipulate a person, so manipulation.
All right, fair. Let me make sure I'm doing my math right here. 1 for manipulation. Oh, okay. All right. That is okay. I have 3 successes and one which is on the hunger dice. So I rolled a 1 on my hunger dice, but just a single one.
Let me look up.
Oh boy!
I forgot.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter if you
murder my second cousin, twice removed.
Hold on,
Marsh, I feel like I know what you want to do.
Marsh wants to eat her.
I know who I'm watching.
That's a big jump from desecrating a corpse to murdering somebody.
Is it though? Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it is.
I kind of think so. That was obviously food left out for us.
Honestly, Sam has seen it's in like the top 3 of the weirdest shit that Sam's ever seen, but she has seen some shit.
Okay, so Sam, your skull or your 1 roll does not have an effect as long as your overall roll was successful. So you're okay.
All right.
Okay. So actually, Parker just says, "Yeah, okay. I never saw you. I just needed the job. I just got out, and I couldn't get work anywhere else. I'm going. I never saw you." And she turns and walks away.
I am very tempted to follow up and see exactly what she meant by "I just got out," and then I mentally smack some sense into myself. Yes.
You are aware that she has been in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Your
I just
family,
mutter
you
under my.
already know that.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
I was just saying, your family, you already know that.
Yeah. Not my only relative who's been to prison. I will just mutter under my breath, do not fucking like this. And I just slam through the emergency door, heedless. That skull comes out, it's just like an impulsive BAM into the door where I just forget, tradecraft for a second there.
Terry and Marsh, are you guys following Sam?
Yeah.
From a reasonable distance.
Okay, you guys exit through that exit door out into an alley. It's nighttime. You're in a heavily urban area behind a restaurant, and you hear a noise from the end of the alley to your right as you come out the door.
Is it nighttime?
Yes, it's nighttime.
Okay. Does it sound like a struggle?
No, it sounds like footsteps. Sam, you're the first one out, so you see outlined against the glow of a streetlight in the background the silhouette of a very tall man with a powerful build. He steps forward into the light from the kitchen window. You can see he's wearing a well-cut modern suit. He looks calm and confident, and he also looks as surprised to see you as you are to see him. He smiles at you and reveals a pair of fangs in his mouth, which Marsh has already used his, so is aware of them. But Harry or Sam, at any point, you may notice that you have them as well. He says, "It seems to be my lucky night. My name's Marcus Dean, and I'm happy to meet you. But we should leave. My driver will arrive in a few moments. The Second Inquisition could get here any second now. We need to know what you know. What do you remember?"
I look around for anybody else. Like, with respect, Mr. Dean, perhaps we should exit first and then answer that question. And I've got my weapon ready. Like, I'm not threatening him with it, but I am not at ease in trusting him yet.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I missed this detail. We exit out and we're on the first floor. We don't exit out and are on a fire escape, right?
No, you're on the floor. You're in an alleyway.
Ah, okay. Dang. Okay. Yeah, I follow out and I just stand next to Sam, brandishing as always.
Okay, so Marcus has Marcus says, my driver's not here yet. She'll be here any minute. Listen, he's whispering at this point. He doesn't want to be overheard, clearly. And he's saying, I heard some rumors about this. He gestures towards the restaurant, Second Inquisition safe house on my turf. I didn't realize it was one of their population control centers. They're bad news for all of the kindred. If you've ever heard of the original Inquisition, picture that with modern governments and state-of-the-art technology.
Yeah, I've heard of the Inquisition.
Okay. Well, they're out to
Spanish one?
They're out to destroy every last one of us. But they also want to study us. Which is why they don't always kill us immediately. I assume that's why they left you here to collect you later.
Mr. Dean, they had us in a room with cameras running. They're going to know that we're gone as soon as they look at those cameras. We need to go now. I'm not waiting for a driver.
The car's right here.
Great.
Yeah, as you say, I'm not waiting for a driver. An SUV screeches to a halt at the end of the alley behind where Marsh came from. I'm sorry, where Marcus came from.
All right. Does he go first, or does he wait for us to go first?
He runs to the car and opens the door for you to get in.
Are you...
Marsh, are you outside?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as you go outside, I'm gonna close the door, and can I use my meat hook and like bend it to like keep the door from opening?
You can, but the odds of this being the only door of the restaurant are low.
I feel like I'm experimenting with my newfound power. Is more what I'm doing.
Okay, I would say give me a check for bending a hook.
So just strength and athletics.
Yes.
Yeah. Rolls I always make.
And you have prowess. It's one of your disciplines. You're going to add dice to any feats of strength. 2 dice to any feats of strength.
What is it? What's the difficulty rating? Because I probably auto pass.
I'm going to say for what you're trying to do, this is honestly pretty hard. I don't know how strong vampires are supposed to be, but I would say this is like a 4. To bend a meat hook with your bare hands.
5 + 2 is 7. Ah, you make me still have to roll. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna roll most of my dice in an auto roller.
All right.
That's not good. I get 3 successes only. Damn. Okay, that's it.
Okay. You bend it a little bit, but not to the extent that you attempted. However, what you did accomplish is enough to let you know that you are more than you were.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Alright, and then
are you going to the car?
yeah, I will.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a slight step back and let Terry go first this time, and just sidle up to Marsh and just mutter to you, if this guy turns out to be one of them, how do you feel about making the jump from desecrating a corpse to going after a live guy?
Is he alive? You know, any of us alive right now?
Yes, of course we're fucking alive, dude. We're moving, we're walking, right? We're talking.
I run my tongue over my newly sharp teeth again, which I've been doing ever since Marcus Dean bared his teeth at us, and I'm like, ah, fuck. So.
Yeah, he is getting impatient, holding the door open for you at the end of the alley.
All right, let's go. Roll out.
Yeah, I'll get in. Is there like a way back to this thing?
Yeah, it's a big SUV. There's 2 back seats, 2 rows of back seats.
I take a seat near a door.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna take a seat near the. I'm gonna curl up near like the back door.
Okay.
Harry gets whatever we left him.
I got in the car first, technically.
That's true, you did.
Yeah, where are you?
I assume I'm in the back back seat on the far left if we just entered from the right, because I'd assume we just would fill out the 3 seats available.
Terry entered the vehicle in the manner of a civilized person who knows that other people are getting in after him, and Sam and Marsh are like diving in like strategic assholes. All right.
I think we have our coterie name, the strategic asshole. All right.
Yeah. So there's a driver of behind the wheel. Marcus Dean gets in the front seat next to her, but turns back to talk to you. He's like, they're on their way here right now. That's why I called the driver to come get us. But they're probably nearby or there already. You guys are half a block away at this point. He says, I want you to have some facts about what happened to you. You've been embraced. That's what we call it when you become one of us. I don't know when it happened or why, but after your embrace, you were captured by the Second Inquisition. I'm assuming they were keeping you alive to interrogate you later, some kind of sick experiment.
What day is it?
Sunday,
What date is it?
March 24th.
Holy shit. It's been like 9 months.
It super hasn't been that long.
But my birthday was yesterday, Steve.
Oh, wait. No, you're right. It's been 9 months.
For real, has it been?
Actually, you
could have
guys don't know. It could have been any length of time.
Well-
This is written as though it was last night, but I'm
Okay.
realizing it doesn't have to have been last night.
Yeah. If we want to play it that 9 months have disappeared, that's totally fine. I just want to be sure we're all on the same page.
You don't all have to have been embraced at the same time.
That is an excellent point.
I could have just had a really long incubation time.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you
I
guys...
was very drunk yesterday because it was my birthday as well.
So at this point, you
Happy-
guys don't
Happy
really...
hangover.
At this point, you guys don't really know that much. He's used this word embraced. He's used the word kindred. He's used the term Second Inquisition. And you know what you experienced in the restaurant, and that's about it. So do you have any other questions for this man?
I raise my hand like we're in school. Mr. Dean, are we
Yes.
fucking vampires?
We don't use the V word. But
Oh,
yes.
Jesus Christ.
We call
Oh,
ourselves...
we have our own slurs now. Jesus Christ.
We call ourselves kindred, or if you want to be informal, lick.
Sorry, lick?
Yeah, you're a lick, he's a lick. We're licks.
As in L-S-C-H?
K, L-I-C-K.
Like with your.
You can just say kindred, it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
News to you, I see. How long was it between your embrace and when you were captured?
I'm thinking back, and I'm like, well, according to the, if I'm remembering the events of the last time I was awake correctly, I would say approximately 8 minutes.
Is that about the same for the two of you?
Well, my last memory was from the night of my birthday, which, assuming it hasn't been more than a year, was at minimum 9 months ago.
It's 2022. I probably wasn't. I said March 24th was a Sunday. That was just completely made up. I'm sure it wasn't.
All right.
Sure.
Who's the president?
Ronald Reagan.
No, we went back in time.
It's a alternate timeline.
Ronald Reagan, too.
Marsh, did
More
you
Reagan.
respond to that question of his? Like, what happened to you? How long was it between your embrace and when you were captured?
Yeah, Marsh croaks up from the way back of this SUV. I literally don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't
all
remember
of you
nothing.
are having foggy memories of everything that happened that night. The embrace is a kind of a traumatic experience, and for all of you, the capture happened pretty soon after that. So it's a Swiss cheese memory situation for all three of you. But Marsh just nods and says, "Yeah, that's what I thought. The Second Inquisition exists only to eliminate us. They've already destroyed most of our infrastructure. We do have a few places left that aren't compromised. We keep them in the dark by enforcing the Masquerade. If you make it through tonight, you can go to the Red Star and get better intel on Kindred Society."
So, I've seen Underworld. What are we talking here? They got silver bullets. Is Angelina? That's not the right actress's name. What's the actress's name?
Kate Beckinsale. She was awesome.
Yeah, is is she gonna be jumping me out of the alleyway? What's going on?
She might. She's been one of us for a while.
Oh, at least since like the third movie, right?
Yeah.
But silver bullets, stakes, running water, what's the deal?
All right. Well, let me give you the rundown. Vampire fiction is fiction. Stakes don't kill you, but they can paralyze you. Most likely, that's how you were taken to the safe house. Once the stake is in you, you're just kind of turned off until someone pulls it out. Old superstitions like mirrors, entering a home uninvited, garlic, running water crosses, nonsense. I have heard of some mortals who can somehow turn crosses into weapons, but I've never seen that. I don't know how that works. Silver bullets, not a thing.
Sunlight. You did not say sunlight.
Sunlight is your worst enemy. You will never see the sunlight again unless it is your last day.
It's a good thing my last job was work from home.
I am taking a breath at that one and thinking about my life and like, oh, that's gonna hurt.
Daytime is a death sentence, and it is followed closely by fire. If you don't let those two things cut you short, you're pretty much immortal. Also, if someone were to cut your head off, but other than that, you're forever.
No sunlight, no decapitation, no fire. Where are we going? Not that we aren't grateful for the rescue. And forgive us if we're coming across a bit short. We're little.
At this point, Marcus looks up and says, and sees looks up from you out the back window and says, shit. They found us. And you guys look back and you see a white van behind you. It's following. Marcus says, we need to lose them. Here. Sam, I believe you already had a pistol, is that correct?
Not according to the character sheet. I wanted one, but they took it away from me.
What was the weapon you held on Parker?
Oh, the hook.
I see.
Yeah, none of us...
Well, at this point, Marcus Dean produces some pistols and gives them to all three of you.
Feel a lot better now. I'll very professionally break it down, check the sights, check the ammo, click it back into place. Starting to feel a little better.
All right. So yeah, he says, I'll find a drop-off point for you guys. We'll put a little distance between us and them, and we'll let you guys out. Hopefully they'll chase us. We know how to get away. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out an old flip phone, hands it to who's closest.
I take it. Yeah.
Okay.
Immediately hand out.
Terry, do you let Sam do that? Marsh is in the way back, but you could reach for the phone first if you want.
I've never held a gun before, so I'm like fucking with the slides, like not knowing how to do it. So yes, I think I let her take the gun.
So he says, there's a friend of mine on the other end of this if you just hit redial. What you're going to need to do is, I'm going to find a good spot, I'm going to let you off. Normally, if you had sires, they'd be your lifeline tonight, but you'll have to make do with me. Get somewhere safe, make sure you feed, and avoid the sunrise. I'll be at the Red Star tomorrow. I hope you can make it.
Speed? You don't mean,
You know what I mean.
Like the Queen of England? Sire.
We'll talk tomorrow at the Red Star. Avoid the sun. And then the driver leans back over his shoulder and says, Mr. Dean, they're out of sight. We got to stop here. She screeches to a halt. Marcus leans back and throws the back door open and goes, go, go.
I grab Terry and haul him with me out of the car and trust Mark is going to follow.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Why am I being manhandled? I want to catch a glimpse at the clock on the dash.
Okay. It is about 10 p.m.
10 p.m. And it's see, Washington's March is very different than California March, so I assume it's not going to be dark until like 8 a.m.
No, 10 p.m. is dark everywhere that I know of, except Alaska in the summer. But yeah, it's dark. You're in. I have not named the city, but I'm assuming you're in LA or some version thereof. Yeah, you guys are left in this little side alley, and just as he pulls away, you guys see that white van come around the corner and tear off after the SUV that you were just dumped out of. The decoy has worked, and the three of you are standing there with your pistols and your flip phone and your hunger in a dark alleyway in the middle of the city. And we are going to take our break now.
All right.
We will come back in 10 minutes and see what happens. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I see whoever those people are, Akosi Binzi and Akosi Faith. Do you know them, Cody?
Yeah.
They seem like your people. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you guys for playing. We'll be back in 10. Welcome back to Tales from the Backlog, where I apparently disappear right there. But my arm doesn't, but my chest does. Ooh.
Steve's being weird again, guys. Someone.
Oh, I see it.
Do you need me to bring you this coffee?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm good, thanks.
All right.
I'm just having fun with my virtual background. Anyway, we are standing in an alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Dean has dropped you guys off and distracted what was apparently your pursuers. You guys are across the street from what looks like some kind of motel. It says the Cicero on it. It's an aging behemoth of a building. Looks like it may have once been a kind of nice Art Deco place. Luxury boarding house of the type that you see in LA, where they used to be luxury boarding houses in the age of like starlets and ingenues. But time has left it behind, and it stands 7 stories of rickety staircases and peeling wallpaper, which you can see through the big glass front doors. That's the only building around you with lights on at the moment. So again, you guys have this phone that Marcus Dean gave you, telling you to hit redial if you need help from a friend of his. And he dropped you off with instructions to get fed and stay out of the sunlight. And he gave you guns. So what do you guys think you are feeling, and what do you think you're going to do?
Real quick, I want to see how Marsh is handling the gun, just to get a sense of how he is with firearms. I saw how Terry is.
I mean, Marsh is Marsh knows which end to point at people and not to point it at people if you don't have to. But, I mean, he is obviously not super enthused with shooting people.
I would point out that according to the character sheets, Terry is 1 dot more skilled with firearms than Marsh is.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
But
I
that
was
might
pretending.
be natural talent.
All right. Fair enough.
We all have giant bloody holes through our clothing. We cannot go anywhere like this.
I button up my jacket.
Yeah, I will say all three of you
wearing a
have.
hockey mask.
Yeah, I will say all three of you have jackets or coats that you could easily hide the hole in your shirt with.
I have a hole through my front and my back. I guess I swiped a coat from the kitchen. Let's just pretend I grabbed one off of there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am not applying the mechanical significance of you having decided that you woke up on a meat hook, because that would be serious physical harm. But we're just gonna rule of cool that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm yeah, okay. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sam is rapidly getting her head around the idea. Vampire, no sun, she doesn't lack very much, but eternity and essentially immortal, she is connecting the dots, and she is beginning to remember a little bit about what her sire had said to her before she was embraced.
And what is that? What did he say?
He promised me something. He promised knowledge. And I'll say that out loud in front of Terry and Marsh as I'm remembering kind of what went down. I kind of my hand to my neck like, I gotta find him if he's still alive. All right. All right. So we got to find somewhere to be inside. We got to feed. And then tomorrow we got to find what the hell the Red Star is. We got to go there.
Well, in terms of being inside, you are across the street from the hotel right now.
Yes. And I'll look around. I'm like, well, I've got. I look at my pocket change. I got about $3.50. Think that's gonna be enough?
I got a 20.
You seem like an affluent young man. Marsh? And then we both look at the hockey mask.
Puts his hands in his pockets and holds his hand out to you.
I put my hand out to get it.
And drops some small change.
All right. All right.
The leg
That's what I
breaker doesn't have a wad of cash on it?
Nope, I have got a wallet with my driver's license missing and some petty cash.
All right.
Yeah, petty cash is like $20. It's like a bag of chips these days.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who knows?
I mean, you might be able to pawn. I mean, if there's a pawn shop around, we could maybe pawn this. Because apparently I've got an expensive wristwatch.
Look, I'm opposed to doing crime most of the time. Why don't we just break into an empty room?
I think that is exactly what we should do. Walk in
Well,
like
we're
we
gonna
own
check
the
it.
place, go straight up, and then I'm gonna look at the facade of the building and see if I can identify rooms where the lights are out. try to get sort of a sense of
Sure.
how I can match inside.
About half the rooms have lights out. You know. If you want to
Alright.
aim for it's a 7-story building, so just tell me what floor you want to be on, and you can get there and memorize a window with a light out.
I am what?
You don't
I
see
will say-
guest room windows on the ground floor. I'll say that.
I will look for the biggest cluster of dark rooms that I see, just to allow for mistakes. One, a room or two off.
Okay, so that would probably be the top floor. Most people would like to be. Actually, it's probably the middle, right? It's probably like 4th floor, because some people want to be low so that they don't have to climb too many stairs, and some people want to be high for the view. So the least occupied floor would be like 4.
All right.
I have an ability called Soaring Leap.
Do you now?
You know, Steve, can
Yeah.
we like the front window to this place is like we can see through it, right?
There is a pair of glass double doors where you can see into the lobby.
Okay, can we see the reception desk from there?
Not from your current angle. Wherever the desk is, it's not straight on.
All right. I think our biggest challenge is going to be, well, not to put too fine a point on it, Marsh, it's going to be you.
No. I don't
this
think I'm
is-
going to be any problem at all.
I just, again,
You know, I
Hockey
just got a
mask.
feeling.
covered in blood. It's,
Yeah.
it's a look. It's a look.
Yeah.
But Terry, why don't you go in first, talk to the clerk, and we'll follow 30 seconds later and just try to sneak Marsh past while she is not looking.
So I'm gonna try and get us a room. Okay.
Just make up something. Just ask her something like, "What time is breakfast?" Just act like you're already checked in, like you're a guest.
Well,
Ask
why don't I
her.
just-
You
I'd rather
or
break
him.
in through the window.
want to break in through the window?
I'm going to give you guys a new piece of information about your abilities that you
Alright.
reasonably would have discovered while standing here talking about what you look like and how you can get by people. You all
Yeah.
have an ability called Blush of Life. This is where you can make a rouse check like you did when you first woke up. So you risk increasing your hunger in exchange for forcing your blood to the surface of your skin to make yourselves look alive. This is one of the primary ways that vampires are able to pull off the masquerade in front of mortals. So I think that, in the course of what you're doing right now, you guys maybe would discover that you have this ability.
All right.
It
If
still
you
won't
want-
help Marsh not be a horrible monster face, but he would at least look alive.
You're just real ugly, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
it's honestly not the face I'm concerned about, as it is the hockey mask and the blood.
Marsh does not have any more blood on him than the rest of you. He drank
All right,
that
fair
blood
enough.
through his fangs from that guy's body.
All right. Fair enough. I was imagining him.
Well, I mean, I kind of saw myself as having a bit of a bloody mouth, but
Sure.
with the hockey mask down, you're not really going to see that as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
And am I not allowed to use any of my disciplines yet?
Yeah, you can. What do you got?
Okay. Well, I mean, I have Unseen Passage, which, as long as I don't draw attention to myself, I can move and remain functionally invisible, with the above limitations. As long as
If someone wishes to detect you with Auspex, which I guess is another discipline.
Yeah.
Well, you are You would only be sneaking past most likely a hotel clerk. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's my thought. Is I could almost literally just walk right through this foyer, and no one's gonna give a shit.
Yeah, you can do that.
Nice.
You can do that, and then these other two can do whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, I'm over here ranting about Marsh has to do this and that, and then I turn around and he's like gone.
He's just gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or he's there, but I can.
You
my
just
eyes
don't
just
notice
slide
him
off.
at first. Your eyes
Yeah,
just slide
I'm
off.
standing
That's
so
neat trick.
well. For a moment there, I'm using my cloak of shadows, where I'm literally standing so still that I'm invisible.
Okay, tracks.
Yeah.
Holy
Okay.
shit. That's I
Wait.
immediately try to do that myself, and nothing happens because that's not my ability.
Is part of why I was I'm interested in getting into the foyer,
Yeah.
because if I can remain if I can just keep a pretty low profile, and this place is old enough to still use keys. I mean, I could maybe sneak a key.
You are free
I
to
was
attempt that.
But I was kind of waiting for someone else to walk in so I could not make it weird about the door opening and closing, and not draw attention to myself.
Yeah, we can do that.
I mean, you can play it that way in character. However, mechanically, I would point out, unseen passage doesn't make you invisible. It makes you functionally invisible. So opening the door and walking in would be fine. It wouldn't make you more visible than not opening the door.
Oh.
It's more just like you don't seem like something worth noticing when you have this power on.
Okay. It's not bad.
Well, this plan is very cool and all, but I just want to see if I can jump up to the second story, which I can jump 6 meters, which would feasibly get me there.
Okay, so everybody's doing a different thing.
Yeah, I'd say don't ask for permission, Terry. You just go for it. Out of character, I'd say don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump to the second floor, and push and jimmy a window open.
No roll required. You're in.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys.
Second floor.
It's 6 meters horizontally or 4 meters vertically. That's huge. It's easily the second floor. You could maybe even reach the third with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm on the third floor.
Yep.
I go third floor. The door will be open. You just need to get in here. And if there are people in the room, I'm just gonna bind them and gag them, like a creature of the night.
Actually, yeah, 4 meters. That's 12 feet basically. So yeah, second floor. You're on the second floor.
Yes. Okay. I was like, okay.
I was looking at these 6 meters, but yeah, it's 4. So then, so second floor, door's going to be open. You guys see Terry just leap up and Jimmy open a window somehow and pop out the screen as he climbs in the window of a darkened room on the second floor. I assume you were aiming for one of the darkened windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there people in the room?
No, it's nobody in there.
Okay.
It is late enough that the lights would be off, maybe even if there were people in there. But in this room, there aren't.
Okay.
So
Nice
Sam and
day,
Marsh, what's up with you guys?
I go, well, I'm looking up at Terry and over at Marsh with new respect. I thought I was the only competent one here, but these guys are outpacing me.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Heck of an assumption you made, huh?
I did.
Marsh's plan is clear already. What are you gonna do, Sam?
I'm gonna put out a hand to Marsh before we go. And I'm like, look, I misjudged, based on the blood drinking, but I'm remembering I was chosen. I was chosen for this. Somebody picked me and did quite a bit of research on me. Were you chosen too?
Marsh looks back at Sam and just says, I think we were all chosen, one way or another.
All right. Do you need me to cover for you? Create some cover so you can get across the lobby?
Like just let's
Just walk up, talk
let's
to.
let's just walk across the lobby
Yeah, let's do it.
and get a case on the joint. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so Marsh, if you're going to do your unseen passage, it does require a rouse check.
Okay.
Okay.
So 1 through 5, it increases your hunger. 6 through 10, you're good.
Alrighty. 2.
All right, you're up to 4 hunger, sir.
Yeah, I know.
And Sam, you're just walking in, right?
I'm just walking in.
All right, so you walk in, and to the right of the doorway as you come in. Whoops, hold on. To the right of the doorway as you come in, there is a front desk. And there's a doughy guard or doughy front desk clerk with his feet up on the counter watching something on some tiny little TV screen that he has there. And he just kind of nods at you as you come in.
I don't make eye contact and just sort of nod back and keep walking. Is there elevator or stairs?
There are both, actually.
Mm.
You have to pass by the desk to get to them.
All right. I just walk right past to elevator.
It
Actually,
takes
no. I go for the stairs.
You cannot get into either one without a key card.
I pivot on my heel and make my way back to the desk. And I believe I have something that can help us out here. And I lean over the desk. Say, excuse me.
He doesn't look up at you. But he grunts. He's like,
I think I've lost my key card. Can I get another one?
And he turns and looks at you, and he's in the process of just, he does this all the time. He reaches over for the keyboard of the computer. He's like, name, room number. He looks up at you for the first time. He goes, are you sick?
It's been a long night. And I would like to use my ability of dominate person.
Okay.
And so I am going to Jedi mind trick this guy. And just literally, I issue a single action command, no longer than a short sentence. And I just tell him, you can give me the activated key card without any ID. Without any questions.
He reaches down to his belt, pulls the master key off, and holds it out to you.
Great. Do I need to make my rouse check?
I don't think that yours doesn't say you need a rouse check, does it?
Okay.
Marsh's ability actually says that it requires a rouse check.
Got it. Okay.
This guy is not actively trying to resist, so I don't think there's any roll required at all.
All right.
Victim will obey unless the command is directly harmful. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, your phrasing was ambiguous enough that he just hands you his master key, and that's partly a function of this guy's personality. He's always going to do the easiest thing. He just hands you his master key, turns back to his little screen, and says, "Enjoy your stay," and he's no
Thank
longer
you.
paying attention to you.
I pick up the key and I walk away, outwardly very calm, inwardly going, "Oh, that was so cool. Oh, I am going to enjoy this. This is going to make a lot of things in my life a lot easier."
All right, elevator
I come back
or
to
stairs?
Marsh and I'm like, "You can keep the shadows. Terry can keep the jumping. I like this very much."
All right. Yeah, are you going up the stairs or the elevator?
Stairs.
Yeah, Marshall follow.
Okay. I assume you guys are going to the second floor where Terry said to go?
Third, right?
No, second.
It got changed.
Oh, sorry.
We
All right.
we had a back and forth a little bit about how high 4 meters is, but yeah.
All right.
Second floor. So you guys are going to where Terry said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're in a room.
All right. Well,
How did it
You-
go for you guys?
Easy.
very easy.
Easy.
That was quite a hell of a jump,
Wait.
Terry.
Yeah. Well, I am a vigilante of the streets, so
Are you now?
So,
yeah. Let's not. I mean, I did nothing crazy. Do you remember? There was that whole craze, like up in Seattle. They had that vigilante that was. He's related to Russell Wilson. He's his second cousin.
Oh boy.
You know what I'm talking about? No?
No, afraid not. Was out of the States for a long time. Didn't really keep
Yeah.
up on local news.
We
In
would hang
Seattle.
outside of like concerts and raves. Well, it was all over. I mean, they did Canada. It was more on the West Coast thing. We'd hang outside of raves and parties and whatnot, and just watch for. Some people just watched for people who were too drunk, gave them water, make sure they got an Uber and all that stuff. Some of us did a little more.
Really. Marsh and I
Some
were
of
having a
this.
conversation about why this happened to us. Terry, did somebody choose you to be transformed?
I think someone chose to ruin my life. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Were either of you guys offered, or have any interest in, how do I put this, antiquities?
No, just beating up bad guys.
Interesting.
I think I was mostly just a leg breaker.
Well. Alright. Well, we have completed 1 out of 3 tasks for this evening. I dangle the master key off of my hand.
Wow.
That or kindred or vampire.
Lick.
The
Apparently the V word's some type of a
hell
slur.
is that? Okay, and lick, because that's obviously much better. I'm gonna find out what that's all about. That's gonna be my first question. But he said feet, and
Yeah.
I think we
Need to eat.
we need to eat, and I think we all know what we need to eat.
I'm gonna hard pass on that for as long as possible. What I will take you up on, though, is stealing clothes. From any of the other tenants here that might be our size.
Maybe I can help you with that. Let's jingle the master keys again. Let's go shopping.
You're jingling a key card. It's not a key.
It's a master key, isn't it?
It's the
assumed
master
that it
key
was, like,
card.
Physical keys.
No, it's a key card.
Oh, all right. Well, you said master key, so I assumed that.
Well, yeah, but I'd already established that it uses a key card system in here.
Yeah, but there's always like a physical, copy of the key in case electronics go down. But anyway, it's a key card. I flap around the plastic key card, and I say, "Let's go shopping."
All right. So you are, I assume, going to a room.
Yeah.
Sam
I'm going to
has-
insist that we go up at least 2 floors before we start breaking into rooms. We want to be able to, if the alarm is raised, we want to be at least 2 floors down.
Terry, are you going with her?
Yes. Now I'm trying to. Okay, tell me what you think about this, guys.
Mhm.
Should I climb up the side of the building, peer in, and scope out a room where it looks like people are asleep so we can sneak in?
Yes, absolutely. And I will tell you as well, we don't have phones on us other than that burner, and I can't really use it for anything unless it's going to erase the redial. I will say scope it out and look for people who are sleeping, and also look for rooms where there is only one person. We do not want a room with multiple people. We want a room with one person.
Yeah, is there a fire escape on the side of the building that we don't have to literally climb all of it?
Yes.
Or okay, yeah. So okay, I'm just gonna. Do you want a mix of investigation and like strength to climb, or how do you want to do this?
I'm not gonna require a roll for this. You're just trying to look in some windows. I'm gonna say you can easily pick a few rooms that have one person sleeping in them.
Okay. Is there anyone Marsh-sized?
Marsh-sized?
He's a big boy, right? Like you're like a huge like unit of a Nosferatu.
I mean,
It's honestly a little hard to tell how big people are in that kind of detail because you're looking through a pane of glass from outside where it's bright into the inside where it's dark. So you're getting a lot of reflection, and they're under blankets as well. So you basically you pick the rooms with lumps in the beds.
Okay. Yeah. I pick out some rooms. We go shopping.
All right. So you guys were on the second floor. I'll say you're up on the 4th floor now to do your shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam's the one with the key, so I'm gonna say, Sam, please roll me 1d10.
All right.
This is gonna
Hunger
determine
dice or regular dice?
just a regular d10. It's just gonna determine who you find in there.
6.
All right, you swipe your key card at a door that Terry pinpointed. It unlocks. You come into a room with what looks like a man in his 50s sleeping in the bed. The walls are covered with posters in here. There are blockbuster movies on all these posters, old ones. He's got expensive jewelry and fancy pajamas on. The floor is covered with expensive liquor and like cheap pizza boxes.
Am I reading the room right from your description that this is a residential hotel?
Yes.
And okay.
That's what it seems like. This guy has posters up, so he's not just staying the night.
Huh. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said residential hotel. Like, this is a long term. This
Yeah.
guy's like gone to the trouble of redecorating this room.
Yeah.
Or
Go
is
ahead
this
and-
like the hotel decor where it's like
Yep.
themed?
Go ahead and give me an investigate check.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right, that is going to be 5 successes
5.
and no ones. 5 successes. My investigate is off the charts.
Okay, then I'm going to give you 2 pieces of information where I was planning to only give you 1.
All right.
First, you recognize this guy's face.
I do.
You have actually, yeah, you do. You have, even though you've been out of the country, actually, the people that you were spending your time with in your off hours had some of this guy's movies. He was a producer of cheap slasher films until his career ended due to misconduct. The second piece of information that you get here is you notice an open bottle of sleeping pills on the nightstand.
Uh-huh. I take that in. I look at the liquor. I walk over to him and right in his face.
You're trying to wake him up?
I'm just testing.
Um,
Did he take those pills?
he doesn't wake up, but he stirs.
I look. Is Terry still like Draculaing on the window like a lizard?
No,
Or-
Terry would have had to come back to tell you which
Oh, okay.
rooms.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm just right behind you, like, I'm like bug-eyed at you, like, Jesus Christ.
I point to the sleeping pills and I'm like, this guy's out. Let's softly, I will add, but I'm gonna keep my voice down. Like, this guy's out.
I will
Place
point out also, Marsh has twice as many hunger dice as the rest of you.
Yeah.
Marsh is
Marsh
going to
is-
be having a much harder time controlling himself, especially since that's not something he's prone to do anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just
So-
gonna go for the clothes and let Marsh do what he does.
You're going for the clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going for the jewelry.
So neither of you two are going to feed yet. That's going to be all Marsh, I assume.
I am thinking about it. Sam is definitely thinking about it, but she hasn't made a decision yet. She's going to clear the room first.
Yeah. Marsh definitely wants to feed off this guy. He's pretty hungry.
Okay.
Please, does Marsh say that in character?
I mean, yeah.
I'm pretty
Just 'cause he's
hungry.
a leg breaker just because he was a leg breaker for the mob doesn't mean he was like not kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Marsh, you go for this guy. I'm going to give you something that at this point, as you begin the process of feeding, Marsh just sort of instinctively becomes aware of. So each victim that you feed from will lower your hunger dice by 1. Each person can sustain 3 feedings, or 2 feedings, and then the third one kills them. So you could right now take 1 feeding from this guy, stop, find someone else, or you could kill him. You can't really just take 2 from one person at one time, but you can take 1 from this guy and then go to someone else, or you can drain him dry, killing him, and drop your hunger dice to 0. But if you do that, you will take a stain.
Would I drop my hunger dice to 0?
Yes.
Because I have 4
4 minus
hunger
3
dice
is
right
only
now.
1.
Yeah, if you choose to
Okay.
drain someone dead, you drop your hunger dice to 0.
Okay.
Is this instinctive knowledge to all of us, or only Marsh?
I would say it will be instinctive knowledge to all of you when you feed. Like you're just gonna kind of get the gist of it when you do it.
So I won't know until I go to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I am pretty fucking hungry. Fuck it. I'm draining this guy dry. I'm really hungry.
Poor Harry.
Well, if it's Weinstein, he deserves it.
That's Harvey. Just a second. So yeah, you can drop your hunger dice to 0, and you're going to take a stain, which is something you can mark now, although the starter set encourages me to just keep track of them for later and introduce them like later in the session, but we're going to just do it now. Yeah, so the stains, as you accumulate them, will run the risk of lowering your humanity and making you more and more bestial. Sam and Terry, you watch Marsh kill this guy. You've never seen a vampire feed before. Maybe you don't fully realize what's happening. Maybe you don't even know it was an option not to kill him. But Marsh drains this guy.
Is there an option for me to try to pull him off after when I realize he's not stopping?
It is. Yeah, if you want to realize that, first of all, I will need a check from you to see if you even realize what's happening. Because you don't have any conscious information about how this works. You don't know if people are supposed to die every time or not. That's not something that was told to you. But go ahead and roll insight. And I don't think Marsh is really opposing this. So I'm just going to set this at a difficulty 3.
All right, is it insight plus intelligence or wits?
You have an insight action on your sheet.
Oh, so I do.
Which is pre-calculated at
Got
6
it,
dice.
sorry. All right. I have 4 successes out of 6.
Okay, so you do see that Marsh is at a point where he could stop but isn't. And so then, if you want to stop him, then I think it will be opposed.
Okay.
Brawl checks from both of you.
All right, let's go. All right. Actually, I would like to try to persuade him. I want to pull him up and Marsh, stop. You don't
with your
do this.
4 insight successes, you know that he is not in a state to be talked down. He already has his fangs in this guy. He's been drinking from this guy. You can't persuade him.
You got it. All right. And that's just going to be strength versus brawl.
Yeah, strength plus brawl. And Marsh, were you going to say something?
How much hunger do I have for this opposed check?
Good question. I'm going to say you're still at 4.
Okay.
Yeah. No, what? No, let me amend that. If she succeeds, you will have fed once. So you're at 3 hunger.
No. Okay. So
you're at 3 hunger for this check. If she succeeds, you stay at 3 hunger. If not, then you're going to lose them all.
Three successes out of 4. No ones.
Any
Okay.
crits?
No crits.
I've got. It's over 5 for a success, right? Six
You
or
guys
more?
are opposing each other.
Yes.
So
Well, he's asking on the dice.
Oh yeah, 6 or more. Yeah.
Okay, so I have got 4 successes and 1 crit.
You need to confirm crits, sadly.
A crit success
Crits need
Crit
needs
success or crit
pairs.
fail?
or crit fail?
Crit meaning
crit success.
okay. Yeah, so you do succeed and Sam fails to pull you off.
Yep.
Marsh, you drink Carrie dead.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Are we playing with the 5e crit confirm rules?
I don't know what that is.
I watched a video on the way into work that it's the only homework I did. Apparently for crits, both succeeds and fails, you need confirmation. So you need two stars on the vampire dice, or two zeros.
Oh yeah, that's just in the rules as I read them. You just need 2 anyway.
Oh, okay. Then I just have 5 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still win.
That's why your crit didn't do
I
anything.
didn't
'cause there was
understand
only
what you
one.
were clarifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you need 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
so
so-
then I just have 5 successes.
You have 5 successes. You've drained this guy. He's no more. You are standing with your fangs in a dead body. And Marsh, at this point, you do something you didn't know that you knew to do. When you finish drinking, you stick your tongue out and lick the wound. And standing up with the last, as you stand up, you see that the last little droplet of life in this guy's body heals the bite marks.
Beep, beep, Richie. Beep, beep.
Fucking hell. I go to the nightstand. How do we want to play out that scene? I tried to physically yank you off of him, and you just shrugged me right off.
Yeah, I probably just literally bucked you off.
Yeah.
And Marsh didn't even, did not notice. He was so into just satiating this hunger.
Mm-hmm. All right. I will, now that you seem to be kind of back in your right mind, I will elbow you out of the way, none too gently, and go right to those sleeping pills on the nightstand. How full is the bottle?
Well, before we get to that,
Sure.
Speaking of the sleeping pills, Marsh, you're feeling dizzy.
Oh no!
Funny.
You are going
That's
to
so
lose.
fucking funny.
You are going to lose 1 die from any dexterity-based rolls for the rest of the night.
Okay.
For the rest of the in-game night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Sam, to answer your question, the sleeping pills are almost empty.
I take what's left and pocket them, leave the bottle on the nightstand, look around at the bottles that are around, figure this is probably more than enough to make it look like he overdosed himself, and let's get the hell out of here. And I actually put... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I thought you were... I'm so sorry. Is there any alcohol still in any of these bottles?
Yeah. A little bit.
Okay, I actually suggest Sam take the rest of the pills and put them in the alcohol, so that when they examine the alcohol, he was already mixing them.
Yeah, sure. I'll take that advice, but I will hold back a couple. How many pills do I have? You said almost empty.
4.
4? I put 2 into a bottle that's down to like the last dregs, swish it around, and I pocket the other 2. I'm keeping those 2 for myself. I will also actually put some of the jewelry back, and just make sure the room doesn't look like it's been tossed.
Fair enough. You know what? I am gonna add something here. This is part of the core game. It was optional in the starter set, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Blood, when you drink it, will have a resonance based on the emotional state of the victim. Harry was melancholy. So, Marsh, you are feeling his sadness and fear and depression. And this is going to provide you bonuses to fortitude and obfuscation.
Okay.
What's that word?
Yeah, obfuscate. It's an obfuscating word.
More hiding in the shadows.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're going to get an extra dice to those things.
Okay.
So these are disciplines.
Yeah.
You don't have either of those.
Yeah, I do.
You have fortitude and obfuscation.
Yeah, I got 2 dots in obfuscate.
Oh, I'm looking at Terry's sheet.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you have 3 now for the night.
Nice.
Cool. So Marsh has eliminated his hunger dice and is probably acting like a normal person for the first time tonight. He's a lot less twitchy. He doesn't look like he's about to rip everyone's face off. He looks well fed. Sam and Terry, this is your first experience with a feeding vampire, and you have your own hunger to think about next.
I get in Marsh's face as he's kind of bobbling on his feet. I'm just like, you are going to be a problem if you don't get yourself under control. And I walk away out of the room.
I grab 2 sets of clothes.
You grab 2
follow.
sets of clothes? Okay. Are you going to another room, guys?
Yes, I am. I'm marching down the hall, and then I remember I need Terry to scout for me.
Terry has already scouted the rooms and told you which ones have people sleeping in them.
Oh, did he tell me all of them? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not, he doesn't need to climb out
does
there
one
again
of-
every time.
Does one of the sets of clothes not already fit you? I have in stamps.
Me
So
or
I grab
Marsh?
2. I grab 2 sets of clothes.
Um,
To Sam.
I'm going to say we've established that Marsh is a big guy and that Sam is a woman and probably smaller. We can say Terry's a regular sized fella.
Even
did
if
es-
you're offering me the
Sarah
clothes,
did
I'm not.
establish that Sam is kind of tall.
Yes,
Okay.
Sam is tall, but other than that, not. Sam is tall and athletic, but other than that, nothing particularly noticeable about her physically. Terry, even if you're offering me the clothes, I am in no mood for an outfit change right now. People can just deal with it. I am stomping off to go. It was very nice of you to think of me and grab me an outfit, but I am heading to the next room without changing.
Yeah, Marsh isn't changing.
Mhm.
He's fine in his shitty clothes.
Yeah, honestly, all I really need is a t-shirt.
Okay. Well, I'm good for that. I don't need anything else for the rest of the night then. I don't plan on feeding.
Open
Okay.
the next room.
Roll a d10, please.
As before.
So something's gone wrong here.
Okay.
You're not sure if you got the room wrong or if Terry got the room wrong or if this guy just woke up since Terry was looking at him. But this guy's wide awake. He's about 25. He's feverishly writing in a little black book. And he looks at you over his black turtleneck, surprised, not necessarily scared. What are you going to do?
I am going to immediately say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I must have the wrong room. You don't need to worry about this." And I will dominate person again.
I don't need to worry about this. Okay.
And you know what? Sam is angry. She's hungry. Her blood is up. And fuck it. I'm going to go for it. I tackle him down to the ground and I bite.
Oh, you're going to tackle him.
I am.
You
Well, he's-
already had him dominated.
Yeah.
Well, now you are going to break that by tackling him.
Yes, I am.
He is going to be difficulty 2. Please give me
Okay.
a check for that.
All right. Is this going to be strength and brawl?
Yep.
All right. Oh boy, that is a. I got snake eyes, double failure, and 1 success. One of the failures is on a hunger dice.
Excuse me. Okay. Let me check. We've talked about it a lot tonight, but I have forgotten what actually happens. I think it's just like something bad.
Yes.
These things laid out really weird sometimes.
The beast inside has been angered, and I lose control in an unpredictable and destructive manner.
Yeah, you do. So you are attacking this guy, and you're going to hurt him. I mean, I feel like the failure is what's already happened. Like, you've already lost control in an unpredictable and destructive manner. But, yeah, you're hurting this guy.
Yep.
you are at risk of killing him already, and you haven't even started feeding yet.
Yeah.
Terry, you're seeing this, and just your sort of basic insight on a person. You feel like this guy was not only not a threat, like he was already compliant with her before she attacked him. So she's behaving recklessly and stupidly, honestly, which is not something you've seen from her before right now. But Sam, go ahead and feed. All
right.
How many successes did you get?
I only got one success, though.
Oh, you're not able to get to his neck.
Yeah.
Well, she got one success and one bestial failure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why you've hurt this guy. You probably dislocated his shoulder.
All right, and probably I'm not able to successfully cover his mouth, and he's
screaming.
He's screaming. All right, do I get another check on him to try again, or does he get away from me? What's the next move here?
He gets.
I'm going to keep trying to eat.
Yeah, okay. If you're going to keep going after this guy, then roll me another check.
Okay.
Still difficulty.
Well, did he get away?
He got away from her grasp, but not out of the room.
Yeah, okay. Can I grab him?
Blocking wise, I don't see how. She came in the room and went right for him, so you'd be behind her. She's in between the two of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Marsh.
full daughtery. I just figured I'd try and help.
Yeah. I'll need that check from Sam.
Marsh, I'm gonna push you into the room and close the door behind you. Just stand outside.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay
I'm
with
already
that?
in the room.
I mean, I guess. Okay, then I just close the door behind you.
Marsh, if
Deal
you'd
with it.
like to help Sam, you can add a die for her.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
definitely help.
All right.
Oh, I can do a will. Can I add a willpower to mine?
You can, but Marsh is helping you, so you can add a
Okay.
die anyway. So you don't need to do the willpower.
All right, I'm adding one more die.
Isn't willpower, doesn't that let you re-roll dice?
Yes.
Yep, it
Yeah.
re-rolls all your
Well,
failure.
up to 3 regular dice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll roll Marsh's, and that is the success I need. So that's a critical success actually, and one regular success, and then the rest are non-crit failures.
Okay. Well, you got him. Yeah.
I think
What's-
Oh, sorry. I was gonna just to narrate the moment. I feel like he gets away. I come up, and what is Marsh's assist action?
I mean, I'm assuming it's something akin to what I was trying to do anyway, which is just, is this guy's focused on you and getting away from you? Marsh is just going to kind of maneuver around and just grab him.
Yeah,
Like,
I think.
grab him and just, yeah, go to town, girl.
Yeah, I just like in violence that you've never seen from me before this moment, but is clearly practiced.
Yeah.
I just sock the guy across the jaw, and when he's stunned, just go straight in for the neck.
All right. Well, you got him. What's funny about this guy is he would have straight up let you feed from him if you had just rolled a good persuade or intimidate and listened to his poem that he'd written. If you'd listened to his poem, he would have let you drink his blood.
Nice.
Yeah,
But you
Sam's
had to
not.
go attack him. You get him. His blood resonance is melancholic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, wrong line. His blood resonance is sanguine, which is going to give you bonuses to presence and blood sorcery.
Ah. I've got that.
Okay.
I've got blood sorcery. What was the other one?
Presence.
Presence.
Presence. I don't have that. I would like to try as this melancholic, as it hits my system, to try to get control of myself back and only take one feeding from this guy. I don't want to kill him. Do I need to make a roll to self-control, or does the bestial failure mean that I'm just gonna feed until he's dead?
Normally, it's entirely up to you to stop. However, because of that bestial failure, yes, I'm going to make you roll to try to stop yourself.
Yeah.
So let's call it resolve. And what do you have here?
Maybe insight, or no?
I would allow insight or leadership.
Yeah, I'll go with insight. As I just kind of have insight into myself and realize, like, oh shit, what am I doing?
Yeah, this is going to be difficulty 3 because you
Okay.
did get that bestial failure.
That's fair.
It's got to have a consequence.
That's fair. Yeah, only one success.
Well, the good news is you have no hunger dice.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yep. I start realizing what I'm doing halfway through, but I just can't stop. There's just something, letting myself go like that, making that one bad decision, I just can't stop.
Yeah.
Is there any way I could stop her before she goes all the way?
Yes, in the same manner that
I
she
would
tried
like
to
to
stop
try.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't require the insight check from you because you're in full control of yourself now, plus this just happened. So, yeah, go ahead and do opposed brawl checks.
All right. Now I want to lose.
Yeah.
I hope you crush him, Sarah.
Cody wants this
I
guy to
have
die. He hates poets.
two successes, 2 failures. No crit fails.
Okay.
I'm voting against
So,
Marsh.
do I get anything if I roll more than 110?
Oh,
It counts as
gosh.
2 successes.
Hmm.
It's a crit. It just counts as 2 successes each.
Oh, yeah. So if you did
well,
that,
what if I rolled 3 10s?
they
You,
are
need,
6.
you only count pairs.
Okay, so I've got 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
All right. The margin there is enormous. You are able to grab San and just yank her off.
You're
Shove.
holding the guy. You can just like twist him out of my grasp.
Like I mean, she's like right here, so I can get her by the head and just push her off. I mean, it takes a lot
Yeah.
because she's obviously into it, but Marsh could tell she didn't from the way she reacted to what I did, that she didn't actually want to go through with that.
Yeah. So that has happened. You've yanked her away. There's the guy is bleeding from his neck, but he is alive. He's still in that euphoric, ecstatic state of having been fed on by a vampire. Sam, you have, thanks to Marsh's intervention, you have avoided a stain. And you are down to 1 hunger die.
All right.
You will have to lick this wound if you want the wound to close up. The dislocated shoulder isn't going anywhere.
All right. I'm on the floor on like my hands and knees where I've been shoved down, just getting a hold of myself.
Does she have to lick it?
Yes, I'm going to rule that. I don't know if there's a rule for that in the core book, but I'm going to rule that it has to be the same vampire. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awkward.
awkward. Yes, hashtag awkward. I will. When I realize, I'll ask. Like, is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still going, but you got to clean this up yourself. You okay for that?
I don't say anything, but I get up to where this guy is landed.
Well, I'm
And
still holding this guy.
All right, I will incredibly awkwardly, now that I've come back to myself, just lean in and lick his neck, making this face the whole time. And it tastes really good, and I'm trying but I've got control back of myself thanks to Marsh.
Yep. All right, this guy his euphoric state isn't going to last forever.
Yeah, no, I dropped him in his bed.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
All
Yeah.
right.
See
I'll
if
follow
Terry
Marsh.
wants to actually get something to eat. And
You're out in the hallway. Terry, you've been standing and guarding the door in the hallway this whole time. One guy did walk by and ask you where the ice machine was.
Tell him to fuck off. As soon as I hear the rustling, like slow down in the room, I enter the room and I want to talk to them inside the room, not in the hall. And I ask them, so did you kill him? I'm asking,
No,
Sam.
I didn't kill him. Thanks to Marsh, no, I didn't kill him. But I am feeling
how did you not
better.
kill him? You don't have to kill him.
wait, real quick, which room are we in?
You're still in
To-
the room with this guy that you just fed on.
Yeah, we're on the
Yeah.
fourth
Yeah,
floor.
we should.
Still
This
there.
guy's probably gonna come to his senses soon.
Mark,
We should
hold on,
cut
hold on.
front.
He saw you. And he saw what you are and what you did to him, right?
Look, I think we got a good chance. What happened to him happened very. I want to check. Look, what happened to him happened very quickly. People rarely have clear memories of trauma and assault like this. I said we get out of here right now, and I think it's a minimal risk. I don't want to hurt this guy anymore. Let's just get out of here.
Okay. I actually swiped some clothes too, because he actually is 25 and probably has better style than a 50-year-old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, some turtlenecks to go with your
Oh, Jesus.
I'm picturing
Christ.
I
He's
know
a
this
poet.
guy probably
He was a poet. Oh no.
Yeah, he has poet clothes, whatever those
Yeah.
are. Yeah. So Terry, you are opting not to feed now, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna feed as long as I don't have to. I was gonna feed and then kill this guy, just because he'd already seen us, but they convinced me not to.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't realize that's what you were going for.
Well, no,
Right.
it was more. It's
Yeah.
more important to kill him, and the feeding was just like, well, I guess I'll feed him a little bit. I'll feed him
Yeah.
a little bit,
Okay.
So are we heading back to our room?
but yeah.
Any
only
of
up
these
to that, I
rooms we
think.
can get into?
Yeah, Terry, are you sure you don't want to try? Look, I
Rather
am
not.
because I am feeling physically better. I add a character to the storyteller. There's a definite difference between when you have hunger die going and when you don't.
Yeah.
You
All
feel
right.
sanguine, right?
I do feel sanguine. I feel very calm, or very sanguine.
Chipper, chipper,
Chipper.
hot-blooded.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna pass.
You guys
and,
get back. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I was rambling.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys reach your room again, and no sooner have you closed the door than the phone that Marcus Dean gave you rings.
I look to the
Just get
guys.
a telling look at Sam.
Well,
You got the phone.
that I do. Shall we? All right.
Or-
I flip it open and I answer it.
What do you say?
I just say, yeah.
Is this Marcus's friend?
Yeah.
This is Jackie. You might know me as Redial.
All
I
due
nod to
respect.
Sam.
I
heard
cover the phone. You know that? You know this person?
No, that was the name he told us.
Oh, yes.
No, he didn't tell you the name was Redial. He told you to hit Redial to call someone.
Oh, redial.
I swear he said Jackie.
I got it.
And I got the redial bit too, but I also thought his name. I thought we were told Jackie.
I don't think so. If I said that earlier, it slipped out.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. But
yeah, this is Jackie.
yeah. How can we assist you?
Marcus is a friend of mine. I'm going to help you out. I'm coming to pick you up to take you somewhere safe before the daytime hits.
We are in an enclosed room with normal curtains. I don't know if that's going to do the trick. I do look at the curtains. Are they like proper hotel blackout curtains that like completely block sunlight?
Yes. Yes,
We
they
are in. Yeah, I'll tell her. Like we are in. It's a her, right, or a he?
It's a her.
Okay, I'll tell her. We are in a room with blackout curtains. We can hold our position for the time being, if necessary, but we would not turn down an offer of help.
Are you still at the Cicero?
Yes.
It's a risk to stay there. I know you're new to this. When the daytime comes, we're dead, as far as mortals can tell. We're corpses. Waking up during the day is extremely difficult. We can only do it for a few minutes. If someone comes into that room while you're lying in there, you might wake up in a morgue, if you wake up at all.
Copy that. We'll accept gratefully your offer of assistance and a safe place to spend the day.
I'm outside in a black limousine. Just come out the
I
front door.
I look to the guy. Oh, she hangs up?
No, she says just come out the front door.
Oh, sorry. I look to the guys, sort of a silent question, like, any objection?
Just give me a minute to change.
How many times are you going to change clothes?
I never had a chance to. I grabbed the clothes and
All right.
I was just been holding laundry in the hall.
Yeah.
All right. Cody can change. I mean, Terry can change clothes.
All right. I'll say we're on our way down.
All right. You guys get out front. You find this limousine.
Really quick, as a note, on our way out the door, I do detour past the security guard at the station and just put the key card down on his. I wipe it, fingerprints, for fingerprints before I do this, and then on the way down, like I use my pocket to put it down on his desk in front of him and just keep walking without looking at him.
All right. So you go out front and you see the limousine there with tinted windows and everything. A door opens as you walk up to it.
Can we see anyone in that doorway?
I mean, it's a car door and it's
Yeah.
a limousine, so you'd have to like get in. She's not sitting right in front of the door.
I've still got that pistol in my pocket, my jacket pocket. I just sort of put my hand on the outside, so I don't have it like my finger on the trigger or anything, but holding that under my hand makes me feel a little bit better. And I will go ahead and get in a little slowly, unless one of these guys wants to go first.
Well, can I call kind of a flashback? Like, I think Marsh, he's not super keen on guns.
Mhm.
Like, he's not, scared of them or nothing, but it's just not his thing. And I think he's he recognizes that Sam has experience with firearms and would probably have tried to hand his gun off to her at some point.
Okay. Well, then Sam has 2 guns.
All right, I accept that. Yeah, I will tuck the second one in the back, of my. Well, I make sure that it's double checked. There's nothing, it's fully safety, set to safety and everything, and just tuck it behind my back. Put the other one in my front right pocket. But at the limousine, I'll just take a beat as I'm climbing in, just to quickly scope out and make sure there's not a bunch of paramilitary guys with weapons waiting for us.
No. There's one woman in the back seat of this limousine. She's sitting on the seat facing backwards towards you as you get in.
All right. I get in.
She's well dressed in sort of like a business attire as you guys enter the vehicle. What are your names?
Sam.
Terry.
I'm Jackie. She taps on the glass and the driver starts going. It's a good thing that you came to us for help. The hotel curtains are only marginally effective. You're going to need to find some place to stay long term, somewhere that nobody knows about. The only thing more important than finding a safe place to rest each day is feeding, but just barely. We cannot handle sunlight. Even indirect sunlight hurts. It drives your beast crazy. It's got to be perfectly light-proof wherever you sleep. Car trunks and maybe the bathroom of a hotel would work. There's always a risk that a mortal will come and open the door. And then you're toast. Literally.
As a smartass, I point at the moon and I go, isn't all light just light reflecting off the sun? It's driving.
Point at the moon. From inside of a limousine in the city, I don't think it's super likely, but she says, no, all light is not reflected sunlight. If you mean the moon, I guess, but that doesn't hurt. I don't know why. I'm not a vampire scientist.
Sam is actually distracted by this question because she's thinking to herself, yeah, that is right. I guess I wonder if there's like a maximum amount of sunlight reflection, because the moon does reflect a lot of sunlight, but it's not. I wonder if there's like a way to test it.
Yeah,
the moonlight doesn't hurt.
That question just slides right off of Marcia's back. Like,
I just make a mental note that I'm coming back to that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm taking you to the Red Star. Marcus wants to meet you there. You can.
Why would we be named? Oh, sorry.
You can stay there for the day.
Thank you.
What was that? What were you going to say?
I whispered to Sam, if sunlight kills us, why the hell is our hideout named the Red Star? That makes no fucking sense.
Stars aren't suns, and we're all sitting in a limousine together. I can definitely hear you.
Not the point.
I'm going to put a hand on Terry's shoulder and just be like, let's table that discussion. You and I can talk about that later. Marsh, you can talk about it too if you want. But let's table that for right now. Ma'am, I hope I don't sound ungrateful, but I am. We're all. I think if I'm understanding our situations, we were all turned and then almost immediately grabbed by the Second Inquisition. Which I gather is got a lot more guns and tech than the first one. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but who exactly are you and Mr. Dean, and why are you helping us?
Well, it's the right thing to do. We can't just let you get tortured and killed for the amusement of mortals.
Well, I certainly can get on board with that.
Marcus and I are both members of the Anarch community here in LA. You're going to come to find that there is a sort of vampire government called the Camarilla. They exist mostly to tell everyone what to do and live in fancy towers and make all the rules, basically. There's not a lot of freedom there. The Anarchs are those of us who broke away. The Camarilla doesn't have a strong presence here in LA, but most other cities you will go to, you will find them running the show. Around here, it's people like Marcus and I who help try and guide the younger members of the Blood to find their way.
Anarch? Oh, sorry.
Normally it would be your sire, the one who turned you, but it seems that they must have all been captured or killed when you were.
I think mine left me for dead and did this as some sick prank.
Is there any way to find out? Because mine actually said some things to me and promised me some information. Is there a way I can find him?
Well, like I said, we believe that all three of your sires were taken when you were.
He said they.
Huh?
My the person who turned me, that's a sire?
Yes, a sire is the one who turns you, the one with whom you experience your embrace is your sire, even if it's a woman.
Got it.
Steve, like,
Yeah.
just out of character general stuff, like, how much can I remember about being kidnapped?
Not much. You can remember up to your embrace, although the details of it are fuzzy.
Specifically, can I remember any of the stuff on my character background stuff?
It's coming back to you. You can decide how quickly it's coming back. It's going to be, at this point, the real gap in the memory is around the embrace. And you were staked shortly thereafter. But you don't necessarily remember that happening.
Well, no, that's because specifically I was going to ask about something related to my staking.
Which is?
Like, if Marsh can, like, kind of remember some of that now, he's going to ask, how did they... It was someone... The person who staked me was someone I knew. Like, how does that happen? Like, that's maybe a little bit coincidental. Can I help you?
The same thing happened to me.
Someone I think I put behind bars, and I ended up next to.
And my second cousin, fresh out of jail, was there in the building that we were taken to. She said you'd just been hired.
Interesting.
That's a big coincidence.
I don't have an answer for you about that. We didn't know this information.
Fair enough.
At this point, the The driver rolls down the divider window, leans back to Jackie and says, "There's a white van following us. I can try to lose them if you want, but it's a limousine. We're not fast." Jackie turns to you guys and says, "Marcus gave you guns, right?"
I hold out my gun.
All right. Guys, it's 11:19.
Yeah.
We're getting through this about half as fast as I hoped we would.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's
I'm
gameplay for you.
shocked.
The schedule for upcoming games is not very full. We've only got a week or two left of what's written. So, what do you guys say we just pick this up again in a week or two? Or well, not next week. I think next week is
2
10
weeks,
candles.
at
But
least.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I guess.
Let's do it.
As long as I can do it, I am down for it.
Great. So yeah, you guys produce your guns, except for Marsh. Sam produces 2 guns, and yeah, time to start shooting. We thank you everyone for watching. I see you there, Jeff. Thanks for swinging by. We'll come back to this one in a couple weeks. Next week we have, I believe, 10 candles on the schedule. Gonna try and get an in-person crew together for that. If not, then maybe not.
Well, Steve, next week you have Unknown on the schedule.
Oh, it's 2 weeks is 10 candles.
Yeah?
10 candles is on the schedule.
Yes, it's for the 20th.
Okay. Yeah, Unknown is because I literally had no idea what we're playing next week. It could be this, but I think, Cody, you said you need 2 weeks. Is that right?
I'll just definitely want a week off after everything I got going on. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if we're doing anything next week. I'll let you guys know. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll be back when we're back. See you then.
all right, see you guys. Thanks for stopping by.